Hello everyone, it's me Colin on the ASCA League channel, and here we are for the third race of the Pennzoil Pro Series at Charlotte. This race used to be race 18, but has been moved to the third race of the season. As we look at our point standings, we see Dion Scott on top of the board for Double T Motorsports, the first time a rookie has been on the top of the board since season 1. Anyways, we are going to get straight into your starting lineup. On the pole, Zach Tomoski and Derek Petrie lining up outside. The Big Motorsport Chevys have been strong. Kyle Singer and Jay Barker in row 2. Row 3, Aaron Loops and Tyler Selspin. Row 4, Nikita Riskoff and Michael Jones, a pair of Dodges. Row 5, Kyle Collins, the Bud Shootout winner, and Sam Rogers. Row 6, Cody Russell and Daniel Voiles. Row 7, Zach Cars and Joseph Strigley. Row 8, Webster Zygarde and Jose Viquez. Row 9, Blaine Keys and Arsh Hussain. Row 10, Ryan Dunn and Ryan Boone looking for his first win of his career. Row 11, Cesar Chavez also looking for a win, and Nick Purcell's. Row 12, last year's champion Jay Durrell and Matthew Brown. Row 13, Stuart Grett making his debut, and James Johnson. Row 14, Rick Witt, last year's winner, and Addison Steinbach. Row 15, Nicholas Samudio and Ronnie Kendall, who also had a good run. Row 16, points leader Dion Scott and Eric Willis. Row 17, Daniel Maxwell and Jack Newman, not where he wanted to start today. Row 18, Mackenzie Rustin making his first start, and Carson Scott on his outside. Row 19, Brian Lenning and Haley Wish. Row 20, Brock McMahon and Jesse Dalton. And finally, row 21, Jeremy Jones and Ruby Easton. Here are the drivers that did not qualify for the race, and we are just about set to get this thing green. Green flag is in the air, here we go! Through turns 1 and 2, Zach Tomoski is going to get out with the lead. However, Derek Petrie's fighting back on the outside. Kyle Singer is going to have to help Tomoski to get by, but as we've seen in practice, the outside line has such a good run getting off the corner. And we see Derek Petrie. Ooh, I saw Tyler Selspin slap the wall, not how he wanted to start the race. Had such a great starting spot, but he's falling back quick. But right now, Derek Petrie's working the outside. Ooh, Tomoski got a little loose, and here comes Petrie on the outside. Derek Petrie to the lead. Is he going to clear him, though? He will, and that's impressive by Derek Petrie as he is able to clear the 88. But like we said, the outside is definitely a line to work with because it is a 2-lane track here at Charlotte. Looking at Kyle Collins here, this is the Daytona winner, and he's running back here in the top 5. We see, actually he's outside the top 5 running 6th, but he hasn't been too unhappy with his car, but this was very much a surprise because the team actually wasn't ready. They left their garage late, and they managed to get here missing practice, but they managed to qualify up front, so not too bad for them. But Rick Witt back here, this is not where he wanted to start at all from his qualifying run because he was one of the quickest in practice. On the contrary to Kyle Collins, and this car actually won last year, so you'd expect Rick Witt to be running up front and not in the back where he is right now. Battle for second place as Jay Barker is on the move, the Bass Pro Shop Chevy, underneath Tomoski. Barker was your last week's winner, actually, in the E2 car. He was driving vans that week, and he had a very good duel against Jay Durrell. But he's about to lose to Nikita Riskoff right there. Wow, what a great move by the 16 car. Not sure where he's going next year, but the rumor is he may not be returning to Red Bull Racing. Although, how good he's doing right now might just be returning. We're riding on board with Cody Russell. You see Kyle Singer was in the middle of a 3-wide situation there. And yeah, this track, it's really hard to make passes because there's such a good line on that outside line. So usually the inside line is the best place, but you can really make some passes on the outside. So definitely 2-lane racetrack here at Charlotte. You can see Jay Barker almost holding in there, but it looks like Cody Russell will get by. However, 12 laps in, Derek Petrie hasn't looked back, and the Puerto Rican has kind of been a it's kind of been on a dry spell. He did win at Phoenix last year, but really he hasn't shown any dominance that we expected out of him. Season 1 Bud Shootout veteran, and this team has only, I believe, racked up 2 wins in their career, so very surprising to see. However, Dion Scott, this is his 3rd race in his career, and look at him at the top of the points chart. Dion actually has, I don't believe he got his top 5 run, or at least he hasn't yet. He's just gotten 2 top 10s, and that's all he needed. So the 51 car, Pennzoil on the car, and Dion from Russia is definitely showing that 51 car maybe a lucky number. Oh, we got a spin in the front, and the caution is out. Oh no, and that's a couple cars I saw. Nicholas Sumudio and Dion Scott is damaged. That's last week's winner, or last year's winner at this track, excuse me, Rick Witt involved. I believe Brian Lennon got some damage, and yeah, that's some big damage for the 51 car. Brock McMahon with a punched-in hood. He's done for the day, it looks like, as I see oil leaking out the bottom of that car. Let's go back and see what happened here. Joseph Strigley rim riding the track, and he's just going to slap the wall in. Nowhere to go but into Jay Durrell. And, oh man, that's where Rick Witt got hit. And then Nick Purcell slams into the 68. Jack Newman, I believe that's Addison Steinbeck, and Brock McMahon got in there. Daniel Maxwell as well. Oh man, that was a heavy hit for the number 1 car, as we see from the camera on the wall. Safer barrier is definitely a great thing to happen to this sport. But as we see the cars going down pit road, making their first scheduled stops for the race, and definitely a hectic pit road today, as you see everyone coming down pit road. However, there were some problems here. Tyler Selspin in the Flowmaster Toyota going to get turned around trying to enter his pit, and Daniel Voiles tried to sneak by, but Tyler's like, that's enough. I'm not being bitten around anymore. But also, more problems. Nikita Rizkov's motor lets go, and that is a shame because he was running up inside the top 5, and that is not how he wanted his day to end. You see he's going to hold up some people coming off the pit road, but yeah, such a shame for that 16 car. Like we said, he wasn't exactly sure if he's going to be coming back next year. This was going to be a run that showed, hey, I got some skill, but obviously he's not going to be able to get the result he wanted. Green flag's out on the track as Eric Willis in the 26 car will lead him down. A bit of pit strategy actually, because a lot of these guys are actually in the front of the field, but they're not on the lead lap per se. As we're looking at Eric Willis, look at the top. You see Derek Petrie, Cody Russell, and Kyle Collins. Where are they? They're back here in the pack, as this the caution came out just at the wrong time, and a lot of these guys got stuck in the front of the field trying to stay on the lead lap. So you see everybody in front of the 53 car is trying to stay on the lead lap, including Jack Newman and Daniel Maxwell, who have damage from the last wreck. So I think that could be a saving grace for some of these guys out front, like Eric Willis. As we see a little camera glitch right there. Looks like we're all good now, but Eric Willis in the 26 car just fending off the 47 car, and a caution is out on the track. Oh, and a caution is out. No reportings. I believe we have a debris caution on the track. That's what they're calling it. So the caution is out, and everyone's going to come down pit road once again. We might see another, the running order shuffled again. So debris in turn 4, it was called, as we see everyone leave pit road. Anyways, we're going to get the race fired back up again. Cody Russell out front in the 77 car, as he'll lead the field. Daniel Maxwell, I believe the only car lap down, unless Ryan Kendall was a lap down there. I could not catch that. But Cody Russell there in the 77 car. He's definitely looking for a good race this weekend. He did not get exactly the best run at Daytona or at Atlanta, but still looking for a good run here, and it's definitely looking like he'll get it though, because he's running out front and pulling away. Here's a battle for third. Matthew Brown, Daniel Maxwell's teammate, and Cesar Chavez in the 03 car. Cesar picked up after he was dropped by Philippines Racing Development. Drove the 25 for Callum Woodport time last year, and basically Double T Motorsports was a saving grace as Crown Royal also came on board the 03 car, and well, basically that camp pretty much just saved him, because he would have been on a ride if that had not happened. You see the last year's Rookie of the Year, oh my gosh, back Viquez, I forgot his first name. You see him running right back there in 5th. Jose Viquez, excuse me, I don't know why that slipped my mind. As we look back further in the field, you saw Jay Barker there, Aaron Lukes, but also here Eric Willis. Remember, he was actually on the tail end of the lead lap before the caution came out. That caution was a saving grace for him because he's back on the same stretch as everyone else on the same lap, and he is making up ground too. So the 26 car may be a factor here later in the race. But there's no way you can count out Derek Petrie. You see him approaching the 18 car. He was leading a lot of the race up until the caution, and where he got shuffled back. Again, pit stops that time by really hurt him, and he got pushed back further in the field. 53 car trying to make his way back up, as you saw Jay Barker also in the field. Here's Jay Durrell, the guy Jay Barker was fighting last week, and Durrell, despite you see the hood damage he got when Joseph Cerulli bounced off the wall, despite that, the 43 car is still running inside the top 15, so not a bad day for the 43 so far, still holding in there and showing exactly why he is the Season 2 champion. That Farr racing car is definitely fast, and I believe if he hadn't gotten that damage, he might have been inside the top 5 by now. As we look, we're halfway through the race already, and you see on the right, you can see who is running where. And obviously we have 3 cars out of the race. One of them, Nikita Rizkov, who blew up exiting pit road. Not sure if it was a shift or not, but how about this? Cody Russell under attack by Kyle Collins, but that was short-lived because Jose Viquez and Derek Petrie are on their way through. And now we see a 5-car battle at the front. And this could get messy here, as these guys definitely want to lead this race. Remember, if you lead, you get bonus points. 77 car putting out some good laps right now, but the 18 car and the 53 have been reeling them in. Maybe using the power of the draft, because the 77 and the 83 were fighting side by side, so that could be the reason why. But as Jose Viquez, he's not able to get to the 77, and the 77 looks like he's pulling away again. Barker trying to take on the 83 car now. As you see Derek Petrie moving in the second, though. Petrie now up to second. Ooh, that was Cody Russell peeling off the track. Scheduled pit stop, so we're on our first green flag pit stop run. And Cody Russell, out of the lead, is going to take the first stop. And you see Derek Petrie actually approaching Ryan Kendall. Kendall, obviously, like we said, he had a good run here last year. Not how he wanted his race to go. Just trying to log laps to get as many points as he can in the Lippmann Chevy. More pit stops happening. Matthew Brown, and oh no! Stuart Gratton's going to turn him around, and the 21 is flipping over and over. In more actions, Tyler Selspin, Rick Witt again involved, Addison Steinbach. Oh no, and more cars involved. That was, I believe that was Jesse Dalton. And the 6 car went in the air. Dion Scott, more damage. Blaine Keys, Ruby Easton. Ooh, and that is not what you want to see. More problems up ahead. The leaders are going to have to try to avoid this. It's a logjam really in turn 1. And oh no, the accordion effect! Multiple cars, Cesar Chavez flipping, Zach Cars, Mackenzie Rustin, Daniel Voiles, and Rick Witt again involved, Aaron Lukes, Kyle Singer, Sam Rogers, a ton of names involved in this wreck after it happened. We're going to ride on board Stuart Gratton to see what we can see, and oh man, I don't believe Stuart was actually going down pit road. He just caught in the worst possible place on the track. And you see everyone just barreling into the accident. That was Rick Witt, a part of him. So that's where he got his damage. You see Stuart Gratton get rear-ended by Jesse Dalton. And that was a heavy hit. We hope he's alright. We're going to ride on board Mackenzie Rustin. And look at that. Jeez, that was Zach Kamaski who got sideways there, but Daniel Boyle also nearly missed it. And that's where he's going to get his damage, as everyone's just not slowing down. I don't know why. But that's going to take out a lot of guys running inside the top 10. Actually, more so outside the top 10, because around 10th to 20th, almost all those cars have damage now. See Daniel Voiles there, he's not going to get away with a good run. The Daytona 500 winner. And we see pit stops, you see people rolling in. Blaine Keys, Tyler Sullivan, Ryan Dunn, Nick Purcell's, 2 of OSR's cars. Webster Zygarde damage. And how about Cody Russell? That caution could not have come at a worse time. He just fell a lap down, exiting pit road when the caution flew. So now Cody Russell is going to be in front of the leaders, and now he's in Eric Willis' situation after he was just leading the race. Green flag's back out in the air, and you see the 77 in front, but he's not the leader. You see Nicholas Moody on the 62 car. He's going to fall back. He was in 14th. Cody Russell scored 13th right now, the last car on the lead lap. You saw the 18 car make quick work the 62, but Derek Petrie also coming with them. Jose Viquez, last year's Rookie of the Year, a lot was expected from him, and as he made the move to the 18 car, giving the 51 car to Dion Scott so they can try to get the 51 in the Rookie of the Year lane once again. So far it's appearing like that. But as we see Derek Petrie out front, Jose Viquez has actually fallen back to second. Cody Russell still trying to maintain his pace and stay out front of these guys to try to hope that maybe a caution will come out and they'll actually end up on the right side of this predicament. And we're looking up back the 77 car, about 20 laps to go, so time is running out. But as you see, Brian Boone has made his way into the situation. Not sure where he came from. Oh no, Kyle Collins with problems. And that is not what he wanted to see. Kyle Collins blowing up on the backstretch, and wow. And that's going to hold up Eric Willis. All that time trying to make it to the front is all gone now, as we see Arsha Sane in the 9 car, as well as James Johnson in the 75 as well in there. But Brian Boone has extended his lead as he is following in the 77's footsteps, and all of a sudden the 70 is laying down some of the quickest laps. Lap traffic is in the way, but it looks like the 77 is going to make it through. But Jose Viquez is making his way up to the front too. Wow, the 18 car has definitely closed the gap now. So could the 18 try to get his first win? Or could the number 70 get his first win? 3 years in competition and Brian Boone has not gotten a win yet. This would be definitely a heart-filled victory because it would be his first. He's been racing with Bad Dad Racing for as long as his career stretched on. But as you see, the 18 is falling off. Not as quick anymore, but the 70 still posting some of the fastest lap times. Around turn 2, you see Derek Petrie no longer a factor. Back in third. So it looks like, unless we get a caution, it will be Brian Boone. And caution is out of the situation, as Brian Boone now has to make it around one more time. The 70 car just needs to ride around behind the 77, but just to think what Cody Russell could have done if the cautions hadn't played out against him. You see him running definitely the quickest car on the track, but obviously not in a position to win the race. But Brian Boone is, however, out of turn 4, checkered flag for Bad Dad Racing. The Widowax Dodge will take the victory. And what a great victory to see there, as Brian Boone, so much heartbreak in these past 2 seasons not to get a victory. Made the chase both seasons, excuse me, but to not get that victory is definitely something that he wanted to get. And finally he has it. And Charlotte will be his saving grace as we see our finishing results. Jose Viquez and Derek Petrie come in close behind. Jay Barker will finish 4th and Eric Willis 5th. How about National Racing, you see finishing inside the top 10, 3 of their cars. And then Michael Jones, Brian Boone's teammate, finishes 15th, and only 21 cars finish the race. Everyone else, engine problems, are out of the race. See, definitely not what a lot of these guys wanted. Stuart Grattan especially in his first start, looking for a lot more than that. Here's the point standings as Eric Willis is now topping it with that 5th place finish. Jay Barker, even though he won a race, is now in 2nd. Dion Scott has moved down to 3rd. And if we look down the cut line, remember it's 20th, so that means Ryan Dunn and Kyle Collins are on the cut line. Matthew Brown and Cesar Chavez are out. But we still have plenty of racing left, and the next race will be on Martinsville, so we'll see you then. However, we still got some Copper and Amateur Series races to get through first. So we'll see you then, and then we'll see you at Martinsville.